Are you wanting more motivation or inspiration? Well, today I'm going to talk about this and how you can really develop this. And if you stay until the end, I have an extra point for you then as well. Before we dive in today, I just want to mention that if you want to keep up to date of all the latest episodes and never miss any, all you got to do is click in the link in the show notes below and you can subscribe to our free weekly newsletter and make sure you never miss a episode or confidence tip. Motivation and inspiration. This has been, well, first of all, let's talk about the difference as I understand it. Motivation is about driving yourself to do something. And for me, it's only short term, but you need it sometimes. Like you need to motivate yourself to get up, or you need to motivate yourself just on a day when you're having an off day to go to the gym, right? And inspiration is something that's going to drive you more longer term. And it also involves other people. Motivation for me is more about just getting yourself to do things, whilst inspiration is getting yourself, obviously, to take action, of course. But there's a bit more of a drive. There's about doing things for other people as well. You've really got a bigger purpose. You've really got a sense of direction, right? And I've had times when it's been a struggle to feel those things. And I've had times when I've been really like motivated to take action for myself, inspired to help other people. And that kind of has come and gone in my 20s. Now, I've had some challenging situations in the last couple of years, and it's really not my motivation and inspiration at times. And I've had to find new ways of working through it in order to feel good, feel like driven and wanting to do things. Because if what I found personally is that when I just rely on willpower, it doesn't work. Willpower isn't sustainable. It's a bit like relying on motivation to do things all the time. It's just really pushing yourself to do stuff. It's sooner or later going to run out and you're just not going to be able to do stuff. Now, how I found it, I'm going to share with you how I found it really, what I found really effective to be motivated and inspired on a more regular basis and taking action consistently. And what I found is you need to really drill it into you. It's not just people, the classic example is New Year's. It's like, oh, I ate too much over Christmas or drunk too much over Christmas. Definitely been there 100%, right? And then it's like, right, I'm really motivated to go out and get a better body, better physique, lose some weight, get more energy, really make a change in my life. And they say, I think it's 80+% people just don't keep to their New Year's resolution. Why? Because it's that short term, like I'm motivated now, and then it just wears off because we don't have a sustainable plan and we're not drilling into us or programming ourselves to be motivated and inspired. And what I've learned, one key lesson I learned from Les Brown, who's the number one motivational speaker in the world, and I met him the other day, which was great. Got a photo taken and everything. I kind of work for the institute that he's part of, and he was saying, not to me, but he was saying on stage that we got to program ourselves very, very regularly, and even I sort of forget these things, and that's why I share. Not even I, but do you know what I mean? Like I could be guilty of forgetting some of these very basic things, right? So it's about ongoing, like drilling it into our system. Now, I want to ask you this. If you're like just doing maybe a short term of like, right, I'm going to be motivated. Now I'm not. I'm motivated. Now I'm not. And then that's how you get going. And then you stop things. How's that working out for you? Because if you're anything like me, it doesn't work. So I just want to share some very simple tips really on kind of how what's worked for me. So the first thing is listen or read something every day, not like once a week or not when you feel like it every single day. That's going to be a good programming for you. So maybe there's some inspirational quotes. Maybe there's a book that really has a good impact on you. And there's no harm in rereading a book, by the way. I read a lot of like Joe Dispenza books, which are really, really good. I've read a good bunch of books this year, and I'm going to hit a target of 50 a year this year of books to read. Right, I'm currently about 16 or so. I was kind of doing two a week at one point, and then I knocked myself back a bit because I went away and I didn't read for a couple of weeks as much as I could have done. Again, that's my bad. I'm like, no excuses. but we're all human at the end of the day. But this is about how you can program yourself more regularly. But I was listening to uplifting things, YouTube videos and things on the go. So listen or read something every single day, right? Ideally for 30 minutes minimum, because that's going to tune what you think. If you're listening to negativity all the time or reading negative stuff, i.e. the news or gossip or things like that, that's also going to program you, and that's not going to program you in a good way, right? So read or listen to something every day that's going to program you. The second thing, become aware of your environment. And your environment, generally, I'm talking about like the people you're around, and you don't even have to know them, right? If you're in like hanging out in somewhere with people and talking like negative stuff, not feeling so good, that's going to program you, and you're not going to feel as good. You're not going to feel inspired and as motivated. And I could give examples of my life. Like, and again, it's no, people will do what they want, where they are, and everyone's on a different journey in life. Yeah, I found when I've been out, like, typically in like, I want to go out and party environments, but like, I've got work on Monday or whatever. I kind of tune into that as well. And it's very much like, I'm just living for the weekends kind of thing. And nothing wrong with that if you want to live your life like that. But if you don't hang out too or as frequently hang out with people who have got that mentality. And again, it's no judgment. People are completely entitled. But if you're hanging out with people who just like hate their life, hate their job, but they go out and they like lash out on the weekend, and I've been so guilty of this for many years, right? Then you're going to turn into it. Like, I was in a conference with like some high achievers, like 6 or 8 figure earners, and I was in a photo, and everyone in that picture was like, very successful people, like who I would love the lives of. And again, it's not about me being like, my life's not good. It's about inspiration about what my potential could be, right? We all have people to follow, role models. And I started getting an impact from them. I started getting ideas, and this was only 2 days, and I started feeling amazing. Now I'm on Zoom quite regularly with these kind of people, but it really played an impact on me. And I was like, all right, I'm inspired to do this, this, and this. And then when I've hung out with people who aren't so inspiring, it's like it's created that impact. So become very aware of your environment. And the third thing is, what I like to do is I like to keep some key notes. So like, I might have heard something, I might have read something, and I put that in the back of my journal. And what I like to do is keep rereading those things to really drill it in. So if there's like a thing that really hit me hard and I have to keep reminding myself, I'll keep reading that every single day. So if there's something like, you hear a quote, you hear someone say something in a certain way, write it down and reread it every single day, because that's going to keep driving that motivation and inspiration inside of you. I've got a bonus point I want to share with you as well. Just before we get onto that, though, I want to mention again that if you want to keep up to date of all the latest episodes, all you got to do is click in the show notes below, and you can subscribe to our free weekly newsletter to keep in the loop with all the latest episodes. Okay, my final point is, it's an exercise one of my mentors gave me, and it's feel the way you would like to when you've hit your goals. Often, I've been so guilty of this, by the way. I've been like, right, when I hit a goal, I feel good. Or when I achieve this, then I'll feel good. Now, that's kind of living life on an analogy I've heard is chasing the white rabbit. The dogs who I don't know what country you're on, but like there's the sort of like dog racing, whether that's right or wrong is not what we're getting here. Like, we're not going to go down that route, but this is the analogy. All these dogs will be chasing this white rabbit, which is a fake white rabbit. It's like an electronic one around the racetrack, right? And the dogs will never ever catch that rabbit. It's just to get them to race. And what that does is it's kind of an analogy for how we live life. We can be chasing something again and again. We can be chasing joy, but we never ever end. We're always going to be chasing, unless we can feel the joy and the achievement right now. So I'd invite you to think about your goal and then schedule 15 minutes a day to feel amazing about achieving it, because that's what that's going to do, is programming it into you. So you can start feeling more motivated and inspired more regularly. So that's what I got for you today. I appreciate you for being here. You're improving other people's lives by being the best you. And remember, you are in control of your own self-esteem and confidence.